Hi children, welcome back. In previous class we have started about treating the wastewater, and here it is sewage water treatment plant, where we allow the sewage water to pass through the bar screen, so that what happens, the physical impurities, means the large particles can be removed here, like plastic, metals and biological wastages. And as well as here the speed of water is decreased. When the speed of water is decreased, then what happens, the flow the water flow will be slower. Then it enters into the next tank called grit and sand removal tank, where due to low speed of the water, the solid contents, means the soil particles and as well as sand particles, they slowly sediment down, right? They settles down here, and the upper water will be allowed to enter into next tank. So this is what we call grit and sand removal. Grit is nothing but the dust particle, right? Now here it entered into the next tank called sedimentation tank. Here what we'll do, we are going to store the water for a few minutes, a few less time. When we store the water to stay here, then we allow the water to still in position or stand here. Then the solids that are present in the water, it slowly settles down, like human feces or other organic materials, they slowly settles down, right? So that is what we called sludge. We call it as sludge. Okay, now this sludge is allowed to enter into the digester tank. Now the sludge entered into digester tank. Digester tank is nothing but, here it is a closed vessel, and where there is no entry of any gas. So what happens here, the microbes that are present in the container, they are anaerobic bacteria, and these anaerobic bacteria, they decomposes the sludge, and they convert this into biogas, so that we can able to use the sludge as a biogas producer. And the sludge itself, it acts as fertilizer or manure. So here we get two things here: number one, biogas; number two, manure. So biogas is given by decomposed sludge, and manure is given by sludge. So however, the water become clear. Now this clear water is allowed to the next tank. This is another pipeline, actually another, from sedimentation tank, the water is now allowed into another tank called aeration tank. Here what we call aeration tank. It is called as aeration tank, where we allow the air, means in the form of bubbles, we allow oxygen to this tank. So this is aeration tank. Why it is called aeration tank? Because we are allowing the air bubbles to enter in it, so that what happens, the total oxygen, it dissolves in the water. When oxygen dissolves in the water, whatever the aerobic bacteria that are present here, these aerobic bacteria, they get activated, and whatever the organic wastage, like soap, remainings of the soap, and oils, and as well as human excreta, all these materials can be eaten up by the aerobic bacteria. So what happens, the aerobic bacteria, it keep going on digesting the or decomposing the organic wastage that is present in the water. So however, their weight increases by feeding on these impurities. Now what happens here, the water is allowed to pass into another tank. This is what you call second sedimentary tank. This is called second sedimentary tank. Second sedimentary tank. So here in first sedimentary tank, what we get sludge. That is what we call primary sludge. And here now what happened, after aeration, after allowing the air into the tank, then what happened, The aerobic bacteria, they grow rapidly and they eat in the food wastage, soap wastage and human feces, etc. By aerobic bacteria, the water become cleaned, right? Now it become harmless, so that water is allowed to enter into next tank, that is what we called second sedimentary tank. Okay, now in second sedimentary tank, what happens? Already the microbes are here. Whatever the microbes they grow, they come and settles at the bottom of the tank. And here what we call this material? Sludge. And here it is also sludge, secondary sludge, or we call it as activated sludge. What you call? Activated sludge. Why we called activated sludge? Because here these are live bacteria, means very active bacteria these are, so that they are called activated sludge. Okay, again this activated sludge is also allowed to enter into digester tank again, right? It is secondary sludge or activated sludge which is now sent into digester tank to produce biogas. Okay, and as well as the remaining of the microbes can be used as biofertilizers. Now by doing this, when you allow it to settle down, the water become very pure. The water become very pure, and now you could add some chemicals like chlorine and ozone. Remember, chlorine and ozone. By adding chlorine and ozone, we are going to kill whatever the microbes are, that contaminants, whatever the contaminants are there, we are going to kill. However, by doing all these processes, now we have very pure water. This pure water can be sent into the nearby water body, or it is released into river. It is released into river. Now there is no problem. Why? Because we treated the water in all aspects. Here physically we treated, and biologically we treated, as well as chemically also we treated. So by treating physically, biologically, chemically, the water become very pure. Now this pure water is allowed to enter into the water body, or otherwise it's sent to the tank, local government tank, what we call municipality tank, from where we get the tap water, right? So however, by adding disinfectants like chlorine and ozone, we completely kill the harmful microbes, and as well as the water become purified. This treated water can be suspended into water bodies, or otherwise into rivers. So this is the story of what you call water treatment plant. And what we did here, simply we cleaned the water and we allowed the water to enter into pond, or what you call the river, or any water body. So by purifying them, we can reduce the attack of microbes or attack of diseases. And however, we are reusing the water. We know that water is very precious, very less in quantity. By doing all this, you can get the water back. So this is the one of the method of water conservation method, recycling of water. So if you treat the water well, then it become good. Now you can do this at home also. So for that we need polluted water. So how can you pollute the water? Very simple, we know very well. Take some water, means 3/4 of water, and add soil, soap water, and as well as some grass pieces and paper pieces and some mud, okay, some metals, plastic covers, okay, add all of them and allow it to settle for 2 days. Keep it for 2 days and close the lid. Keep it for 2 days. Then what happens? Within 2 days it become polluted and many microbes they grow, and when you open the mouth after 2 days, it gives foul smell. Okay. Now by using a normal bar screen, a metal bar screen, you may pour the content into a beaker. Then what happens? You are going to get the water and physical things like grass pieces, paper and metal pieces, all they are going to be struck on the filter. They struck on the filter, and whereas only water comes in along with the some polluted things. Okay. Now this water this water can be allowed with the oxygen. Aquarium, in aquarium there is a pipe to supply the oxygen, so keep that aquarium pipe into this, and then oxygen will be available for the water aerobic bacteria. Then however, allow it to settle down, so the microbes are settled down and the aerobic bacteria it eaten up the impurities present in the water. Now by the process of decantation, you may take the upper water into the next beaker, but here while doing so you need to arrange a filter paper here. Now take garwell and fine garwell, after that sand. Now pour the impure water through it, then whatever the solid particles, suspended particles are there, they are going to be struck in the filter paper and garwell, and the pure water comes out. Now to this pure water add ozone or otherwise chlorine. When you add ozone or chlorine, the water becomes treated disinfectedly, then it becomes purified water or clear water. So it is potable water, you can drink this water. Like this, at home also you can treat the water. So here we physically treated and biologically we killed and aerated, added with the chemicals. So this is how in a water plant they clean the water. So with this, today's topic is completed, and in the next session we'll learn how the disposal method is there, and how sanitization is important, and what happens if you don't maintain the good sanitizer, right? We'll discuss in the next class. So children, I hope you understood today's class. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.